Sorry for no video update, you guys. I haven't gone to the movie. I've gone to the movies twice in the past 2 weeks. I've bought some DVDs. I was thinking about maybe doing an update on that, but you've probably seen all the movies that I bought. So here I'm going to review the two movies I've seen: Shutter Island and Cop Out. I'm gonna start with Shutter Island. Plain and simply put, this is a great movie. Looking at the trailer, it's nothing compared to what the movie is, which I think is, I hate that they did it that way, because it really, I don't hate it because it actually helped my expectations for the movie because they were tapered, and then I go in and watch it, and then it's actually way better than what I thought it was going to be, so that worked out. But it's not what the movie is. It's not scary, but it doesn't have to be. Performances by Leonardo DiCaprio were fantastic, and Sir Ben Kingsley. There's some decent other performances. I kind of felt like Mark Ruffalo was out of place, and I would even say Michelle Williams was out of place. Renee Zellweger would have probably done it, even though she's older than Leonardo DiCaprio. She just seemed like she has the better Boston accent. I think Michelle Williams' Boston accent was pretty poor. It just sounded like she was too cartoony. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. That's not. It's not a big deal. Trust me. So I'm not going to really give you a backdrop on the movie. Everybody knows he goes to a mental institution. Some craziness happens, literally and figuratively, and more crazy things happen. Lots of twists here. I really like the end of the movie because so often are you supposed to. Well, put it this way: it kind of maps everything out for you, or so you think. In the last 20 minutes, and then the last scene of the movie is the one that makes everything more ambiguous than it was before, and I think that's perfect filmmaking. Have everybody thinking that they know what's going on, and then just flip it with one sentence, and that's a very powerful writing. I think it was a good written movie. The dialogue, I'm saying the events were well written. The interpersonal dialogue isn't very great. Take it for what you will. Overall, I gave this movie on my personal scale, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10. I think as far as like my critic scale, I think I might just give it an 8 out of 10. But it's still very good. An 8 out of 10 made Best Picture last year. In my opinion, a couple movies that were less than 8 out of 10 made a Best Picture last year. So if they're going to do 10 again, this could be a dark horse. I expect a lot better movies to come out this year than last year, because I think maybe we're coming out of the writer's strike era. I could be wrong about that, but who knows. And then Cop Out. This is the most disappointing movie I've seen since The Happening from M. Night Shyamalan. Put it this way. If this was a Kevin Smith written movie, it's almost nearly impossible for me to be disappointed with it because he's such a great writer of dialogue. The dialogue in this movie it feels like a Kevin Smith movie, but it's not funny. It doesn't really say anything about society. It's just trying to be funny, and it's not even that funny. I laughed. I'll be honest with you. I laughed 3 times out loud where I was kind of like chuckling, and then a couple times I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, I didn't necessarily laugh, but I was like, okay, that's funny. So 5 times in a pure comedy movie, put it that way. The plot in this movie is basically overdriven with, just comedy. Like, while they're doing plot things, there's comedy going on. It's not like a pure Lethal Weapon where it's not always funny. A complete and utter failure. I don't think it's going to make that much money, hopefully, because it's terrible. I hate to wish bad on Kevin Smith because he's so awesome usually, but this movie is worse than Mallrats. Basically, definitely his worst movie. Period. Bruce Willis's performance was just average. Tracy Morgan he tried to drive the comedy, but he wasn't that funny. He needed subtitles half the time because you couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Sean William Scott was the best character in this movie, and I also liked the gangster. He also was in Weeds. He's like a Latin guy. I should get his name, but you know who he is if you watch this movie, which you shouldn't. Like I said, it had some funny scenarios. It had some funny lines. The pacing of the movie was terrible. They start right out the gate, and you're supposed to. It feels like they want you to know who these characters are right out the gate, and you're supposed to know that they've been together for so long. Terribly, terribly written. I would actually go as far as say it's awfully written. The pacing is just the worst pacing I've ever seen because I didn't care about the characters, and I never did. They spent too much money on the casting. Like Michelle Trachtenberg is just his daughter. Why don't you just get somebody random? Like she has 2 lines in the movie. You know she's getting more money than some random chick. Or maybe she, who knows? Maybe she signed on because it's Kevin Smith and she wanted to be in a Kevin Smith movie or something like that. But I don't know. It's a waste of money. They had Adam Brody and Kevin Pollak were in this movie, and they had like maybe 10 scenes at most. And their characters were completely throwaway. It just fucking worst movie ever, basically. I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 10 for the 3.5 times I laughed, basically. And 3 times I laughed and then 0.5 for Sean William Scott, because his character was brilliant. Granted, another throwaway character, but it was funny. The plot in this movie is garbage. It doesn't mean anything. It's scattershot, even though you'd think if I told you what the plot was, you'd think it was pretty straightforward, but it's not. Talk about, I didn't like the build-up. I didn't like the trailers necessarily. I didn't think that they made the movie look too funny. I was expecting to. I didn't expect that it was going to be a great movie, and then going in. And then being completely let down by the fact that I didn't even think it was going to be a great movie, and it was an awful movie. This is the worst movie I've seen since The Happening. I actually, year one with Jack Black and Michael Cera, I actually, this is a toss-up between which one's better. If you like what Tracy Morgan does, he does it all the time in this movie. So if you like that, then you might actually probably come away with this movie not hating it as much. Although you will probably still hate it, even if you love Tracy Morgan. But I like Michael Cera more than I like Bruce Willis or Tracy Morgan in a comedy setting. And so maybe this is the worst comedy that's come out in the last year. I don't know. It's just terrible. Don't see it. Go see Shutter Island. I don't know. I'm hearing good things about The Crazies, so we're gonna try to go see that today. Or not to. I can't go see it today, but tomorrow I'm gonna go try to see The Crazies. Looking forward to that because I heard it was good, and I really like Timothy Olyphant. He's just really. He's a good he can work a lot of different styles. So, thumbs up to the Crazies, even though I didn't see it. Thumbs down to Cop Out. Let me know what you guys think, and take it easy.